I posted this all over my social medias, and it is from the book The Man's Guide to Women by John Gottman. And a lot of their stuff is based on a ton of research. I'm not even going to try to argue it, but I'm going to address some of the comments I got. A lot of them were from men who were talking about how they feel like the woman's side of it more resonated with them. They couldn't really relate to the man's side of it. And with how the comment was worded, I kind of feel like it was making them feel badly about themselves. I think it's also important to keep in mind how this is worded. Women are more likely. More likely, as in it's not a foolproof, set-in-stone method. Based on the research, he probably determined that that was the very large majority. But for you guys who resonated with what the woman says, or for you ladies who resonated with what applies to the men, this was not something meant to make you feel badly about yourself. And if you don't apply to all these things that some men typically do or some women typically do, doesn't make you less than. I think it's important to keep in mind that we are constantly evolving. Our environment's constantly changing, our hormones are adjusting. There are so many variables. And I think what we're going to see as time goes on is we're going to see men who are a little bit more feminine, women who are more masculine, or some of these things not even applying at all. And obviously that may make you more or less attractive to the gender that you like. And I think that's important to also keep in mind. It doesn't mean that you deserve to be shamed for it or you should feel badly about yourself. I see a ton of content all over social media about how to be more feminine or how to be more masculine. And I think that's great for some of the people who want to be like that. Their goal is to be a certain way, and these resources could be really helpful to them, especially if they didn't grow up learning these things or it doesn't come naturally to them. But I also think it's important to not shame people who are naturally the opposite of what society would expect them to be. Because we're going to see more and more of that as time goes on, and I think it's important for us to adapt with that. And by expecting all women to be super feminine and do all these specific things, and all men to be super masculine and do all these specific things, we are putting ourselves back into a very rigid box. It may not apply to everybody. And not all relationships are going to have the same overall dynamics.